He's down. Yes! That's a pretty nice bow.
My husband thinks we should have a picnic while we're sitting out here waiting.
I feel bad, but
first time he came in with chasing two hens, went up over the hill. That one went all the way through it. I think I'm really getting used to this new bow.
On this week's show, I'll take you along when I go into the whitetail woods to try to accomplish something I have never done before, and that's film myself taking a whitetail. As hunters, we've all been here, where a deer comes in before good shooting light. Now this deer is safe for me, so I sit back and enjoy his company and listen to the raindrops fall. Well, it's getting a little foggy now, but I think I'm going to call it a morning. Fortunately, I'm sure I'm going to get some calls today of people that have broken strings on their bows or something. So, we got to see one small doe this morning. Well, it could have been a button buck, but it was a small deer. But so, like I said, it's getting a little foggy. Gotta get home, have some breakfast, and open up the store. See you tonight. Well, that's my weapon of choice tonight. The stand setup I'm hunting out of, I do not like to use a bow because it's so steep. It forces me to lean way out over the stand. Even though I have a hunter safety system on, I'm of age where I really don't like it that much anymore. I just don't like leaning out to the end of my safety harness and shooting because it's so straight downhill. But so tonight I'm going to use the crossbow because I tried it last night. Hated it. Just couldn't get myself. If a buck would have come in, I don't know if I would have had the courage to lean way out over the stand, stretching out, because always when I draw back, no matter what way I use to sit in the stand or stand in the stand, my string, when I lean straight down, gets in the way and wants to hit something, and I'm either gonna miss the deer or wound the deer or blow my bow apart. So I'm not gonna do that. These stands are set up for my grandchildren, and that's more important than me shooting one with the bow. I've shot tons of animals with the bows, and I'll be happy to try my Parker Hurricane. After a day of last-minute bow repairs for customers, I finally get to head back up into the stand. Well, we'll let the hunt begin. Well, tonight I'm going to do something different. I'm going to try to be a solo hunter. I have no one to film for me tonight, and I really don't like to do this, especially with whitetails, because you have no idea where they're going to come in from. Now, I do have some excellent trails down in front of me here, and also the same way that I come in every now and then, the deer come in that way too. But I have one advantage this year. I have an acorn all over the place from the tree that's down here in front of me. Last year it didn't produce any acorns at all, and just the deer weren't here. And now this year there's already quite a few on the ground, and the deer are already eating them, because I have a trail camera out and seen that they're already feasting on the acorns. And it's kind of funny that there's more, I swear to God, there's more on the ground chewed up than they actually eat. It's just like with an apple. I think a deer is funny when he eats an apple. They put it in their mouth, they're crunching it, almost all of it comes out on the ground, just drops out of their mouth. I believe they just get the juice out of it, and that's about it. But with the acorns, they do love them. And this year I got a great mass crop of acorns, which should be to my benefit. So hopefully tonight something comes in that I want to shoot. While I'm sitting there waiting for game, I like to sit back and do a little videoing. Yes, I always like to video my sponsors' products, but it's also nice to sit back and video some of nature's beauty, like the changing of this season. Out of nowhere, a buck appears right below me. Now I realize this is not the biggest buck that might be coming in here, but you got to remember, this is the first time I had my opportunity to self-film myself taking a deer, and it's about to happen. I'm holding off on my shot, hoping that this deer will turn just a little bit more broadside and give me a perfect shot. I finally decide it's time to try to take this deer before he leaves. So I try to sneak a bolt right behind his shoulder. Not being used to using a horizontal bow, I make a real rookie mistake, and when I lean in to take my shot, I put the limb of the bow right in front of the camera. Well, I think I smoked him. My God, is this bow ever fast. That arrow, I never even seen the bolt go through that deer, but I know it went through him at this distance. We're shooting about 20 yards. But man, he came in. I didn't even get a chance to really get set up right. I hope to God I got both cameras going. I know for sure I got the one on that was right aside of me because I seen the light going. But he came in. Called me by surprise. I got a little footage of him coming in, and he came in absolutely perfect. Right below that oak tree with all the acorns coming down, and there are plenty on the ground. Thank God for a mass crop of acorns this year, because he come right to them and immediately start munching on them. Like I said earlier, there are so many bits and pieces of acorns half chewed laying on the ground, and he come right to them. But man, I know I hit him good because man, he kicked up in the air and took off, and I'm sure he's not too far, because that schwacker will definitely do the job. So I'm gonna get down before it gets too dark and hope we have a buck on the ground. Yes! How about that? There he is, he's down. Well, here's my buck. He certainly didn't go far. He went about 35 yards from where I shot him. He came in just out of nowhere, boom, and all of a sudden there he was. Got a little footage of him coming in. He went right to where those acorns drop every year that tree is producing. He's actually an 8-pointer. I thought he was a 6, but he's a big bodied deer, and I actually think he's an old deer on his way down, as to say a young deer just maturing up. He's definitely an old deer, and I think anyhow. But what the unique part is, I got my new Parker Hurricane shipped to me today here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 o'clock I had it all sighted in. 4 hours later, buck on the ground. Can't beat that. Man, that schwacker on the front of that red hot went through him like it was nothing to it. And like I said, here he is 35 yards later. Sure did the trick.